Well. It looks like time is repeating itself because last year on Halloween, right as Horror Month was coming to a close, there's a brand new Bendy teaser. Last year, it was the announcement of the director for the upcoming Bendy and the Ink Machine movie. But today, it's something a little bit different, and this time I was aware that it was coming up. Recently, the official Bendy Twitter page released this teaser stating that there will be a brand new Bendy teaser upcoming on Halloween, aka today, and immediately replied to that with this image of a thawing frozen Bendy, which, if you've been keeping up with Bendy news, which I don't really cover on this channel because most people here are tending to be more for FNAF, so I tend to only cover the big Bendy news here, minus Boris Lone Wolf. That was important. I didn't cover that. I forgot to cover that. That was on me, guys. But if you have been keeping up with Bendy news, you will know that that was to do with Bendy the Cage. Now I kind of thought that it can't be that straightforward. Clearly this is a red herring. Clearly we're meant to think, oh, we're gonna get a teaser about Bendy the Cage soon. So I made the bold claim that it was going to be the Bendy movie, and I staked my claim, and my claim was wrong. Because as you can see right here on this thumbnail, it's Bendy the Cage. Bendy the Cage, and from the thumbnail, Henry's back, which we kind of guessed. I was fearing that we weren't going to get Henry, but it looks like Henry Stein's back, so let's get straight into this. Remain calm, not for children. I would hope not. From what I've seen, it's pretty gruesome. Ooh, that is hypnotic. Oh, that's Bendy. Wait, what's on Henry's face? Has he also got one of the weird spiky helmet things? The warden is watching. Who's the warden? Is the warden Wilson? And that's one of the... I'm going to pause it here. I forgot what they're called, but I want to say it's not searchers. The big tentacle headlamp people that work for Wilson. I'm sure that's one of their heads. Which now it looks like Henry's wearing as a mask. Actually, I put it in a really good frame. I'm quite proud of myself for that. Bendy the Cage. Fight the Mans 2026. As soon as that. I didn't think we were going to get it for like another 2 years. Okay. I'm going to rewatch that because a lot was happening. I'm going to pause a bit more. Seizure warning. That would have been important for me to have set it earlier. So it looks like, I mean, that looks like eyes, kind of like face. I don't know if that is a person, but I think it's meant to give the illusion. Because a lot of the ink people kind of look like that. So I think it's meant to trick us, the player, to think that's, oh, this person freak us out. That would be my idea first off the bat. What's that going on TV? I'm gonna go back to that. What was on the TV? Was that the... It kind of looks like if you've played or seen anything from... Oh god, what was it called? Bendy Secrets of the Machine, which was a very short game, and it kind of like updated a lot. To the point where I wasn't following it as much. Like it updated like about like 20 times in a day. But one of the things on there was this TV thing. I forgot how you unlocked it. It was like a secret. But basically, in summary, it was the Gent Corporation who's very big in Bendy, started off quite small, and now it's seeming to be Gent's gonna be one of the big bads coming up to Bendy and the Ink Factory. But basically, the Gent Corporation were kind of. It seemed like they were kind of trying to indoctrinate people, like kind of mind control. And I have a feeling that's gonna be a really big thing in Bendy the Cage, because it was like, oh, beware the madness, stuff like that. So I think that's what that's going on about. This guy looks freaky. That's not a good frame. There we go. And I'm pretty sure it looks like they've updated the scene page, but I'm pretty sure it was this guy, and this was from the scene page. It looks like they've updated it, but it looks like this is this guy. I don't know, but what I'm currently thinking is some of the old workers and some of the lost ones are going to have had experimentations done on them by Gent, which was kind of teased in the Dark Revival, and was kind of explored a little bit more in Secrets of the Machine. And like I say, like, it seems this is kind of the direction that the Cage and the Ink Factory are going to go down, whereas Gent kind of have done all these experimentations. And I think what we're going to look at is, if I remember correctly, I think the Cage was said initially, I don't know if this is still the plan, but I think the Cage was meant to be set during the Dark Revival, or we all thought it was. I don't remember if it was actually confirmed or not. It was either something in one of the earlier teasers, or it's just something that a lot of the fandom made up, and I mistook it as truth. So take it with a grain of salt, because I don't remember if it was fact or fiction. But we kind of think maybe it's going to be taking place towards the end of Dark Revival. So maybe what's going to happen is the Cage is going to be looking at how the Gent experimentations have affected the Ink Realm, which is where Bendy and the Ink Machine and Dark Revival take place. And then maybe the Ink Factory is going to be more of a real life way, a bit like the end of Dark Revival teased, with the Ink Demon coming into the real world with Audrey, but now looking like cute Bendy, but in colour. So I don't know, but it this guy is definitely this guy, or at least the same kind of type of enemy. Okay, I can't find it, but in Bendy Secrets of the Machine there was like a TV teaser, and it like had a bunch of flashing images on it. I can't find it on the wiki. If I can find it before I upload this, Editor to me will have it on the screen. I might try and find it for a Let's Play or something, which obviously, if I do that, whoever it is, I'll credit them. I promise. Editor to me, you better be doing all the crediting, and I'm mostly saying this so that you have time to actually play the teaser, so don't get mad at me. That's the Remain Calm teaser. I can't. It's the Remain Calm. Damn it. Twitter.com. So Remain Calm teaser drops this Halloween. It was being literal. I didn't think it was. I genuinely thought it was just like a kind of jab at how fandoms get like, oh my god, this is a new teaser. Oh my god, this is gonna break the lore. By fandoms, I specifically mean the FNAF fandom. Jesus Christ, we're out of hand. It's very jabbed up my. I don't know why I keep making jabs at the FNAF community, as if I'm not a part of the FNAF community and equally guilty. I don't know why I do this. I'm just giving it a bad rep. But the Remain Calm teaser was actually being a lot more. That's cool. And that's really cool because that's part of that. Admittedly, it's a new version, but that's clearly the Remain Calm teaser. Like you can see, it says calm. Damn, I actually had it. Yeah, it's the Remain Calm teaser. I know that's gonna say Remain Calm. So that's actually kind of cool because I genuinely was under the impression it was just a little jab because people get out of hand when there's a new teaser about a fandom that they're positive about, which I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I think that's a really cool thing, and it's nice that like it's that togetherness because like everyone's all excited again. It's really cool to see, but sometimes it does go out of hand. like to be fair, I think this is the second time. If I had a nickel for every time I dismissed a clue from a Twitter post about a teaser as being something that the fandom was overhyping, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's odd that it's happened twice. Also, it looks like he had a potion. Damn it. That's kind of weird that he has a... That looks like a potion. Or like a science beaker of some sort. So and it looks like it definitely looks like Bendy's holding it. So, and actually, the more I look at that, the more that could be a waistcoat because we saw in Dark Rival that he's also associated with a waistcoat. But I don't think that's a lab coat. That looks like a lab coat to me. So I'm thinking that maybe this is going to be a sign somewhere, and this, again, gent experimentation. I mean, I keep on saying there's gent. It may not be gent. It could be Under Wilson. It could be... I'd say Nathan Ark. But Nathan Arch actually seems like a decent-ish dude. Like, yeah, he's a businessman. And, like, he's kind of a bit crooked. But he seems to have his heart in the right place. So I would hesitate before saying that Nathan Arch kind of was like, yeah, that's fine, do all this shit. I have a feeling that's going to be more gent. And, I don't know, maybe Nathan Arch did okay it because he is kind of the head of the company now. Like, he's bought all of Joey Drew's assets, including Bendy and the studio. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe Nathan Arch is in on it, maybe he's not. That's actually something that I only just thought of, really. So I'm actually interested to see if Nathan Arch has anything to do with it. I'm actually really interested to see if Nathan Arch is going to be in on the experimentation or not. Who knows? Maybe Nathan Arch is being experimented on. Maybe Nathan Arch is dead. Nobody tell Wilson. He'll be mad that he didn't get to do it himself. Submit. Yeah. What's that fucking Alice? Okay, that kind of looked... Call me crazy. That kind of looked like Alice's face. Specific, but not quite as twisted. To be fair, if it is Alice, again, I'm saying this very hesitantly because I'm not convinced it is, but my immediate reaction is that could be, because it does seem like a more feminine kind of mouth shape. This bit kind of makes, because it's so curved there, it makes me think that maybe it's like a robot or something. But I'm willing to put that down to just the resolution or a graphical glitch or something. But assuming there is Alice Angel, let's just assume that let's explore the idea that this is Alice Angel, specifically Susie Campbell. Which is the original voice actress for Alice in universe, and goes on, or either goes on to literally be Twisted Alice that we see in chapters 3 and 4 of the original Bendy game, or is symbolically, depending what you believe. I tend to believe more along the lines of her soul literally is. Let's toy with the idea that there's a Twisted Alice. It was kind of hinted in back in the day, back during chapters 3 and 4, that maybe Alice was also experimented on. It was more hinted, like, to cages and, like, I forgot what the exact thing was. Edit me, you get the teaser up and put the text that it was with. But one of the theories that came about from this, and I don't know if SuperHorrorBro originally came up with this, but SuperHorrorBro is who I heard of it from. So I'm gonna say SuperHorrorBro Mike is kind of the person who I'm gonna credit as the maker of this theory, but it may not be SuperHorrorBro Mike. I don't know. I haven't done my research on this one, but from what I remember, the theories were kind of that maybe Alice was experimented on by Joey Drew and kind of turned insane and possibly fed the remains of co-workers or something. It was really weird and dark, cool and interesting, like from a horror aspect, but also, like I say, very dark. But kind of like, and that's kind of why she's gone insane by the time of chapter 3, and she's taking bits of old I was going to say Darius clones. No, old Boris clones. I don't think Darius is even a word. But bits of old Boris clones and the Butcher Gang and all that. Taking organs from them and kind of implanting into herself or consuming them. I don't know however the fuck she was applying it to herself to make her look more beautiful. In her own head. Obviously, it did nothing of the sort. I think she forgets that the ink is very judgmental. And I think it judged it pretty accurate, to be fair. I kind of unpaused before even finishing my thought. It'd be cool if we get something along the lines of that. But instead of Jojo, it's the Gent Corporation. I don't think... I mean, hey, Jojo would probably have had a hand in it if we're talking about Susie Campbell. But... I don't know, it'd be cool to revisit something along those lines. This guy looks cool. I don't know what he is. He kind of looks familiar. Looks like a brute version of, like, maybe... He looks like a brute version of a cartoon character. I don't know if I'm thinking, oh, he looks familiar because it's kind of like the generic buff sailor dude, to be honest. Or like the kind of generic buff dude in kind of old-timey cartoon. So I don't know if maybe that's why it looks familiar. But it kind of looks familiar. I might be thinking of Cuphead, to be fair. This guy looks horrifying. He kind of looks a bit similar to the first guy that we saw. I'm wondering if this is a lost one who's been experimented on after they formed. Or maybe them trying to turn a human straight into a lost one without the soul being the way to make it. I don't know. He looks horrifying though. Also, Henry's wearing gloves. I didn't realize that. So I'm wondering if all this steam and smoke behind him isn't actually smoke but gas. Which seems to be a big trend in horror games. Maybe it's not seen, maybe it's gas and that's what's corrupting these lost ones down here. And I mean, it was explained why he's wearing gloves and a helmet. Because I don't think we were wearing gloves in Bendy Chapter 1. Admittedly, we never saw a model or face or anything like that. But even in Dark Revival, he had bare hands, not gloves on. So, I don't know. Maybe there's something like a toxin down here. Or like a chemical, and that's been used in the experimentations as a good precaution. Maybe that's going to be a mechanic. Maybe we're going to have to try and make sure that we don't come into too close contact with this stuff or we'll die. That could be cool. That's the only thing that I can think of to explain the respiratory and the kind of protective gloves. The keepers! Who's the keepers? Let's look. Actually, it seems a bit different now that I'm looking at the model here. Yeah, it looks a bit different. Even when you're looking at the concept art, it's quite different. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was a keeper mask, but I don't think it is. I think this is its own type of mask. So that's interesting to see what this mask really is. Also be interested to see how the fuck Henry's saying out of that. Okay, I'm gonna leave the video there because I think I've talked about all that I can. Kind of looking through the video. I hope you enjoyed because, like I say, normally I don't tend to talk too much about Bendy news. But first of all, Bendy the Cage is something that I wasn't expecting. And second of all, is looking like it's gonna be a bit of a horror month tradition. Like on the last day of horror month, a new Bendy teaser pops up. It happened this year and it happened last year. Like, it's like if I had a nickel for every time a Bendy teaser happened on the last day of horror month, I'd only have 2 nickels. But it's weird this happened twice. Admittedly, there's only been 2 horror months, so hey, I wouldn't be surprised if next year we finish up horror month and another Bendy teaser comes out. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here. If you did enjoy my insights on Bendy, there's an entire playlist on the left, all to do with Bendy news and my Bendy gameplays, which you are free to check out. And of course, if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.